What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so not a very good night in fantasy basketball. Uh, last night there were a bunch of good games. A lot of players had really good games. Klay Thompson setting a record last night, but tonight not too many great performances. Some guys in the 30s, but one of the top performers tonight, believe it or not, Tim Hardaway Jr. of the Knicks hitting for 40 points tonight. Also, a little disappointed that Aldridge decided not to get surgery on his thumb today. So he actually played, which kind of screwed me. Anyway, I'm going to go on to my first lineup here. I always like to start with my losing lineup, the one I did the worst on. So as you can see, this one was pretty terrible, 144.6. This is the lowest I have ever gotten on a lineup. But anyway, Kemba Walker, I'm assuming he didn't play today. I work weekends, so on weekends I don't really get to double check my lineups, make sure everybody's playing. So that kind of screwed me. Kemba Walker didn't play. But Mike Conley, weak game against the Sixers. I don't know if it was because it was a blowout and he sat out, but that's a weak game. Lance Stevenson, I didn't really expect much from him, but I figured, against New York, maybe he'd play all right. Nah, not really. Courtney Lee, again against Philly, weak game against Philly. He's pretty efficient usually, so I thought against a weak team he'd have a good game, but not so much. Gordon Hayward, that's about average for him in 34. That's definitely hitting value for Hayward. Covington, this is probably going to be the last time I use Covington in any kind of fantasy format. I dropped him actually a couple weeks ago from my Yahoo fantasy team. I think he was just on a lucky streak for a while because he's just not been producing as of late. So definitely going to stop playing Covington. Greg Monroe, one of a handful of power forwards to have a 30-point game. Not bad. I would have expected a little more. Detroit just not getting it done in Milwaukee tonight. And what I was saying about didn't know Aldridge was going to play tonight. He ended up playing. So that kind of screwed me picking T-Rob because he didn't play that much. And he would have been at an 8.8, but then 4 turnovers. That killed it. And then Drummond, weak performance from Drummond. That's nowhere near value. I can't have that. So I'll go on to a little more positive note. This one I hit. I do the dollar tournaments, so this one hit for 250. But Carter Williams, weak game from him, but I guess I could let that slide. It's on the tail end of a back-to-back, and it's in Memphis, so. But, still kind of a weak game. Langston Galloway, honestly, I was hoping for 30 out of him, but he's a cheap player, and he's been doing all right lately, so I might run him a few more times until he gets more expensive. Wesley Matthews, decent game out of him. Definitely hitting value there, so I'll take that. Courtney Lee again, Hayward again. Darrell Wright, this is another one that definitely would have been better if Aldridge didn't play, but that's definitely still good out of Wright, 21.7 for his limited play time. He went 3 for 5 tonight for 3-pointers, and he had a foul shot. And the 6 rebounds, 3 assists, that's always a little extra bonus there. But that's definitely hitting value there, 3,500. Zach Randolph, aside from Aldridge, which he would have been the best player of the night, he easily had over 40 points. But I would say Randolph, second best power forward. Monroe again, and Marc Gasol, also a weak game against Philly. Another lineup I hit on for 250. Brennan Knight with 30.7. that's pretty good. There were only actually 4 point guards to have 30-plus point games tonight. It was Knight, Lillard, Wall, and Jared Jack. So Knight was the lowest of them, but definitely a good game from Knight. Galloway again, Matthews, Stevenson. Joe Ingles is a good cheap play here. He's definitely hitting value on that. He actually played really well tonight alongside of Dante Exum. I caught the second half of that game after work. And then, again, we got Randolph, Monroe, and Drummond. And my best lineup of the night, only at a 252.8. So, I mean, usually that's a low-end lineup, but like I said, tonight's performances weren't that spectacular. Move on here, we got Lillard with 34-1. It's not Lillard's best game, but he actually had me worried up until late in the third quarter, and then he started getting some points for me there. John Wall, usually good for around 40, so that's about what I expected of him. He's hitting value there, so definitely a solid play there. Matthews again. Beal, I don't usually like to play Beal because he's usually going to hit in the lower 20s or even have an off game. But he hit his value tonight, and pretty good performance out of him. Lance Thomas, another person that actually screwed me tonight since I couldn't check up. Carmelo Anthony didn't play tonight either. So Lance Thomas filling in, that was a big play there. 3,500 for 29.1 points. If only I could get all my plays that cheap. But got Hayward, Randolph, T-Rob screwing me again, and S. Cantor not really getting any burn with Derek Favors back, so that was pretty low there too. Let's see. On to tonight's lineup. I'll probably set a couple more. This is just what I have right now. Not spending too much time on it. We got a good amount of games tonight, so a lot of matchups. A lot of teams I'd like to use too, but don't like their matchup. We'll start at point guard. Actually, point and shoot guard. I'm going to use the Splash Brothers. I like them against Boston. I feel like the game might end up being a blowout. I'm a Boston fan, so I mean that kind of sucks. But I feel like Curry and Klay Thompson should at very least hit value against the Celtics. And then my other point guard, I'm going to run DJ Augustine as one of my value plays for tonight. Because with, what's his name here? Yeah, with Brandon Jennings hurt, I see DJ Augustine getting a little extended minutes, and hopefully he can do something good with him. And my other shooting guard, I got Rodney Stuckey. Same line of thinking there. We got CJ Miles is hurt, the groin injury, so we're going to run Stuckey since he's going to see a little extra time. And Matt Barnes, I'm running him just because he's a middle-of-the-pack player. But Phoenix isn't too great at guarding the three, so I'm going to hope Matt Barnes can have a good game against them. If he hits 30, I'll be ecstatic. Kawhi Leonard should have a good game against Milwaukee. The Bucks aren't too great at guarding the three either, so I really like that matchup there. And then I'm going to run Markieff Morris, a power forward against the Clippers. Even though the Clippers have excellent big men, star big men, they have problems guarding down low. So I'm hoping Markieff Morris is going to have one of his 40-point games against the Clippers. And then my other power forward, I'm going to go with another cheaper player with Maurice Spates. With Golden State's front court getting healthy, they're going to, give a little less time to Spates. But like I said, I'm projecting this game to be a blowout. So I see Spates playing a lot in garbage time, and he'll easily pack on points in a quarter when he's the top scoring option. And then lastly at center, I'm going to chance it with Vucevic. I mean, going against Indiana, it could go either way. He's going against Roy Hibbert. So Hibbert's either going to have, a game where he's going to get a shit ton of blocks and play really well, or he's going to have a game where he ain't going to do shit. So you never know with Hibbert. He's probably the most inconsistent center there is. But just to use up all my money, I'm going to go with Vucevic here. And this is going to be the starting lineup that I'm going to run for tonight. Like I said, I'll throw a few other ones out there, but this one I think is pretty good. So just go ahead and submit that one. So if you like it, you can use it. If you got any questions, comments, hit me up. So that's what I'm rolling with. You guys will see how I do tomorrow.